Look, I had two options here. It was either suffer through this crap now or suffer through it next year when I get to that marathon. I decided to just get it over with. And before you ask, well, why didn't you just save it till next year anyway? Because apparently the new one comes out tomorrow. And I'm freaking dreading it if you can't already tell by the look on my face. And before you say, oh, well, just go ahead and skip it then. Again, A, marathon next year, all Marvel related. I'd have to talk about it then if I don't talk about it here. And two, I'm a movie critic. I have to review every single movie the day it comes out, as long as I can actually see it and have time to see it. So, I have to put myself through the torment. I watched this when it first came out, and I didn't like it. Watching it now, I hate it. Allow me to tell you why. Welcome back to Animation Station. Welcome to my quick review of the freaking disaster that is Captain Marvel. This movie is terrible. It is dull, it is generic, it is cringy, it is boring, it's an absolute pain in the ass to sit through. And I had to do it twice! I was hoping this rewatch would be like, oh, well, maybe I just didn't get it at first. Maybe if I watch it again with a fresher view, maybe it might change for me. No. Instead, it became worse on rewatch than it was initially. Initially, I already didn't like it and would have thrown it like a 4 or a 3. Now, I freaking hate it. And before you throw those sexist comments at me, no, it's not because it stars a female character. I've literally done a bunch of reviews about female empowerment movies and how they can be done right and how they can be done wrong. The right way to do it are movies like the original Mulan and that awesome 2007 animated Wonder Woman movie, which I've both already reviewed. But I've also told you pretty much at length about how it can be absolutely screwed up. Wonder Woman 1984 on my other channel being the most obvious example. So there's a right way to do it, and there's a wrong way to do it. The wrong way to do it is to make women feel empowered by making men look like absolute morons. The right way to do it is to give them empowerment while still keeping all the other genders or other people of other sexuality on the same equal playing field, but show that this side is just as good as this side. Heck, arguably even better. But done in a way that's not freaking cringy. Well, this does that horribly wrong. Not Wonder Woman 1984 wrong, but still wrong. And then you add terrible acting. I'm sorry, I never liked Brie Larson. And no, it's not because of like politics or any of that mumbo jumbo. No, I just don't like her. I just don't like her as an actress. I think she's flat, dull, generic, and rarely ever gives a good performance. Sorry. I will not speak about her as a person because I am not justified, nor do I even know how to do that. So, as an actress, just as an actress, in this movie, she's terrible. And I've heard the comments saying, oh, well, she's supposed to act emotionless. That's the way it is in the book. That's the way it is in the comic lore. That doesn't mean it's going to make it an enjoyable experience, jackass. So yeah, the acting is terrible. Aside from Samuel L. Jackson, he's the one good part of this movie. The writing is somehow even more atrocious, because it's the most generic superhero movie dialogue you can imagine. And the dialogue itself is generic and boring. It's shit you've heard 1,000 times in 1,000 other ways from 1,000 other superhero movies that are both Marvel and non-Marvel related. The story is ass. It is the most generic, dull, boring origin story that you can imagine. It is so freaking dull. The pacing is a mess. It is either way too slow or way too fast, and it never gives time for a scene to simmer. The jokes? Horrid. Except the ones that come out of Samuel L. Jackson's mouth, because he's the one that's actually trying. Everyone else here, all their jokes, horrid, horrible, bad, bad, bad. Runtime, way too long. This could have easily been like a hour 15. The effects, woof. The effects in this movie are terrible. The costume design, fine, but boring. I don't hate it, but I'm not really going to remember it either. It's boring. All the characters are either boring, cliche, or make you want to gouge your fucking eardrums out with a pencil. Annoying. Villain, awful. I mean, that's the standard for MCU at this point. Awful, awful villain. How does the story tie into the actual MCU outside of the cosmic stuff? Nothing. It barely ties into it at all. And if anything, it feels like a random side project that MCU decided to just throw in here to just maybe get out of their system before they go on to make Infinity War and Endgame. Well, they already made Infinity War, but that's besides the point. And the enjoyment level. Non-existent and low. Like I said, don't throw those sexist comments at me because, like I said, there's a way to do it right and there's a way to do it wrong. This one does it wrong. And on top of that, it's just generic and boring. Like, if it weren't so cringy and terrible, I would not at all even remember this thing exists. Heck, I'd like to just live in a universe where this piece of shit doesn't exist. But I'm not that lucky, unfortunately. However, like I said, Avengers Endgame came out the same year, so Marvel was able to bounce back pretty quickly. But this is still considered by many to be among the worst of the entire MCU. While I can't go that far because Eternals exists, it's still pretty damn bad, and it is a movie that's only gotten worse on rewatch. It's dull, it's generic, it's bland, it's boring, it's annoying, it's frustrating, and it's completely and totally, utterly fucking pointless. It is a dumb movie. Maybe if you, turn your brain off and just watch it for what it is, maybe you'll have fun with it, in a so bad it's good kind of way. But otherwise, if you actually tried to enjoy this movie for real, like an actual product, unless you already know that you like it when you saw it back when it came out in 2019, otherwise you are going to fucking suffer through it. Like I did. I suffered through this piece of crap, so you don't have to. But for those of you that enjoy it, enjoy it. You are entitled to your opinion, just like I am entitled to mine, and I will respect your opinion as long as you're not an asshole about it in my comments section. And in my opinion, this movie sucks. And I highly doubt that the sequel is going to be even better. Well, or any better, for that matter. But I'll find out tomorrow. But for now, let's just get this one out of the way. Final verdict for Captain Marvel is going to be an easy, low, well-deserved 2 out of 10. Still among the worst of the MCU, and while it's not the absolute worst, because again, Eternals exists, it is still a terrible movie. It is a terrible MCU movie, it's a terrible comic book movie, it is a terrible freaking action-adventure movie, it's a terrible origin story movie, and it's an absolute pain in the ass to sit through. And thankfully, after this review, I never had to do it again. Yay! But yeah, unless you already know you like this movie, do not bother. It is bland, dull, generic, and pointless. You want a good superhero movie that has cosmic stuff thrown in? Go watch Blue Beetle! That is way better than this shit. So, yep, that's it. That's literally all I can say about Captain Marvel. It sucks, and unless you know you already like it, don't bother. Because unless you already know that it is worth your time, then it's not worth your time. Plain and simple. Thank you for watching this review. Like, share, and subscribe if you'd like. And I'll see you tomorrow when I suffer through the freaking sequel. I'm dreading it. But thankfully we do have some good reviews coming up today. So, yep. until we meet again, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next review.